My free use assistant, a friend in need. Stop here, please. I just quickly hop out to get something to eat here. The Mercedes stops in front of a small diner, and I get out. Like always, there was nothing to eat at home. And why order food and wait when I can just pick something up? I remember this place from when I lived around here. It was never any good, but it is cheap and fast, and that's all I care about. Well, I care about the fact that it is fast. Money hasn't been a problem in a long time. I opened the door and was promptly greeted by a loud bang. One of the waitresses has dropped a big stack of dishes. Broken plates slide all over the floor. Silence. What have you done this time, girl? A big woman rushes out of the kitchen, wiping her hands on a towel. Slowly, the waitress turns around, and for the first time, I see her face. Eve, is that you? I burst out. First, she looks at the woman, then slowly at me. Her eyes widen as soon as she recognizes me. I couldn't believe it. There is Eve. We have known each other since we were kids and went to the same schools. We were never that close or the best of friends. Still, while I wasn't the most liked kid, she was always nice to me. And because we lived on the same street, we sometimes met to learn or play. Of course, the older we became, the less frequently we visited each other. Until we lost contact after school. This is the third time this week. Can't you do anything right? The woman pushes me aside and walks towards Eve, getting more and more angry and louder. I see Eve taking a step back. Her eyes are filled with water. Get out this instant. You are fired. And don't think about getting back your last paycheck. I will keep it for all the damage you have done. She turns around and stomps off to the kitchen. The people, who had curiously watched this spectacle, start turning back to their food. Another waitress comes and starts sweeping up the shattered plates from the ground. I slowly move towards Eve, who just looks straight ahead, not moving an inch. Are you all right? She was startled and looked at me. I can see how tears are forming in her eyes. I take her hand and pull her to the exit. Let's leave. I pull her outside, where she starts to break down. This can't be happening right now. I need this job. I let her hand go when she started moving up and down. Don't worry, everything is going to be okay. Being fired is not the end. I try to calm her down. No, but getting fired the second time this month is. She shouts, stopping right in front of me and looking angry at me. Is there anything I can do for you? Should I bring you home? I don't have a home. I got evicted yesterday. She is shouting so loudly that some pedestrians are starting to switch sides of the street. I tried to calm her down, and after some reassuring words from me and some very harsh ones from her, I finally convinced her to come with me to my house. After getting out of the car in front of my not-so-modest-looking home, she stops and looks at me. This is where you live? Yes, see, I was telling the truth when I told you I wouldn't even notice you living here until you were back up on your feet. Her eyes begin wandering over the two supercars in my driveway. You are doing pretty well for yourself. Ah, I just got lucky meeting the right people. I dismissed her comment. Let's catch up. Together, we are getting comfortable on my couch and eating some ice cream. After some time just staring at the TV, she asks. So, what is it that you do exactly? I own an IT company. She raises an eyebrow. Well, I started in a small firm, and we were doing contracts for bigger companies. One day we found a big security breach at one of our clients' customers. Turns out my boss ripped them off. So of course, he fired me for pointing that out. But the client reached out and asked me to work for him directly. I totally redid his customer's infrastructure, and I did it so well that I helped to land big contracts. After some time, I and two of my colleagues left and opened our own firm after some jackass took over. We got most clients to follow us and well. I am sorry I don't want to bore you. I stop after seeing her getting sad again. Nah, it is okay. You shouldn't feel bad just because you're doing great and I'm a mess. She doesn't feel like sharing, so I give her some space. The next morning, I helped her with some online job hunting before going to work. After a week with no luck, she says that she can't live here for free anymore, and after convincing me, we agree that to keep living here, she will help me around the house. To be honest, she already did. Since my housemaid quit, I have really struggled to keep the house clean. I think she just needed something official. And she really makes an effort. Not only does she clean, shop and cook. She helps me with my work calendar and setting up meetings. This goes on until that one fateful day. It is already late when I come home. Like so often these past days, some delicious smell greets me when I enter the house. I get into the dining room, where I see Eve getting the table ready. Sorry it got so late. You said you had important things you wanted to talk about. Yes, please sit, she answered me nervously, while placing 2 plates of my favorite meal on the table and sitting down next to me. See, these past 2 weeks were great, and I love working for you. You are like the best boss someone can wish for. She tries to evade my eyes. But since I do all these things and I know you said if I need anything, you will buy it. But I feel like I need some, I don't know. Independence. I understand. Well, you really outdid yourself helping me these days, and to be honest, I should have paid you from the beginning. I am sure we can figure something out. She took a big breath. There is something else. MHM? I look at her with a full mouth. I hadn't had intimacy in like forever, and I really miss it. I almost choke on my food. She tried to hide her smile, while giving me a napkin. And since you always complain about how you have no time to go out and do stuff, maybe we can help each other out. She paused, looking at me with suspense. Listen. I begin after some time. But she instantly interrupts me. I know, we both aren't really relationship material, and you probably have some stupid rule that you don't sleep with your employees. But what if? She quickly looks nervously down on her plate. You exactly pay me for that? I slowly open my mouth and close it again. She looks up again, seeing me staring at her in disbelief and saying teasingly, "Oh, come on, don't be so prude. It will be fun. And business. But fun business." I chuckle. "So you want me to pay you to F you because you crave some intimacy? Man, don't pretend like you don't want this." She grabs her TTS. I see your looks. She slowly moves behind me and starts massaging my shoulders. "See, I don't just offer you intimacy. I offer you my body. This isn't for me. This is for you." She gets closer to my ear and whispers, "You know what my fantasy is? I want to serve you. You can do anything you want to me. No limits. At all." These last words made me rock hard. I try to sound as neutral as possible. "Well, I completely misjudged you in that capacity." I grab her arm and swing her around, sitting her on my lap looking directly into her eyes. She smiles, feeling what her words have done to the thing in my pants. "How am I to deny your fantasy? And surely you are a toy every man would unalive for." I softly grab her face with my right hand while my left goes around her waist, pushing her closer to me. I feel her breath on my face and her nervously shivering body on mine. Well, she is a good actor. But now she can't hide that she trod on water she knew nothing about. I jumped up. "All right, I like it. You will start tomorrow at 7. Wait here for me. Then we can talk over the rules before I go to work." The next morning, I go down into the dining room, where she waits for me with some packed lunch like every morning. But it wasn't every morning. It was the start of something great. "Hello. Let's get right to the point. I am in a rush. First, I will pay you $250 a day. There will be, let's say, special events and tasks that will earn you bonuses. But yeah, I think that is a fair start. Also, if I like what you do, you get raises of course." Her eyes got big when I said $250 a day. I continue while browsing through my lunchbox. "For that you will do the chores in the house, keep shopping, cooking, cleaning. Basically, anything you already do." I look up and smile. "Furthermore, my job is very stressful and as you already guessed, I have no time for dating. So, here is where you will help me, too. But be warned, I've got some rather kinky things that help me deal with stress." She smiles back at me. And nods. "Of course to the rules. Number 1, you won't wear any clothes inside this house. Except when I tell you to. You may keep a bathrobe at the door to answer the door to strangers. 2, you will do anything I ask of you. I won't listen to stop, no or crying. If you don't like something you may use your safe word pineapple but then you won't get paid that day. But also, I won't ask you to do that ever again." I look at her to see her reaction. She looks back at me with excitement and nods. 3, you work for me 24 hours. I don't care what you do if I am not home, as long as everything is taken care of. But when I am home you will be here to serve me. I will link you to my calendar so you can see when I am coming home. If you want a day off you still get paid, just notify me 48 hours in advance." She keeps nodding. "For safety, we will test regularly. I made you an appointment. The doc is a good friend, we will get the results today. And forgive me but I already saw that you take the pill. Keep on doing that. This is my card. Buy anything you want. Clothes, furniture, toys." I smirk. "See, that as a signing bonus I take out another card. This is yours. I will deposit your money on that." I grab her between her legs and get close to her face. "See you later. I can't wait." I slap her SS and turn around. Looking at my hand. Completely soaked. She seems to be unable to wait as well, showing her place. The next morning, I walked into the dining room. Eve already stands in her pose next to our prepared breakfast. I sit down, and I allow her to sit. "So, although yesterday was fun, this can't happen again. I mean, I pay you, and you have more fun than I do. Coming 3 times. This is your work. If your work is done well, maybe you will get a treat. But you haven't really proven yourself in the fields I value. The amenities you had yesterday must be earned." "I understand, sir." She tries to look ashamed, but I can see in her eyes how much she is. "So for every orgasm you have that I don't allow, you get punished. Since you had 3 punishments will await you. The first one would be, no orgasms for a week." I hear her fork fall to the ground. Her eyes opened wide as she looked at me, completely shocked. "But sir, believe me, it is for your own good. Learn to edge early in our agreement, and your life will be easier." She nods. "Good thing for you is that I won't be home for most of the week. So after tomorrow, you only have to withstand your own thoughts. And to make sure you don't cheat, I am going to install cameras all around." She nods, looking totally annoyed. While she gets on the floor to get the fork, I casually ask, "So what do you think should be your second punishment?" "Well, since I am down here, how about a morning BLWJB, sir?" "A BLWJB?" I laugh. "That is your effing job, isn't it? But since you are so polite and offer." I slip my pants down. Shortly after I feel some warm hands on my pee-pee and then her pleasant mouth. I finished my breakfast and thought for a while. Okay, I got an idea. I pull my pee-pee out her mouth and stand up. I take her plate and while Eve is looking from under the table, I see M on her scrambled eggs. I put it back and sat down. "Eat up, it is going to be a long day." Well behaved, she eats every last bit. I smile at her. She smiles back. "Not really a punishment. Either, sir. I like to swallow anyway." My smile vanished. As does hers when she realizes what she just said. You are lucky you have such a beautiful face, which I don't want to destroy. Well, we have to find another body part. You remember your safe word? Yes, sir. Good. I am curious if you need it today. Follow me. We walked into the living room. Breasts or SS? Excuse me, sir? She asks, confused. Where do you want it? I got a thin but long wooden stick. Breasts or SS? SS, sir, please. All right, get on all fours. She does as I command her. I get behind her and strike. A loud scream. Another strike, another scream. In the reflection on the TV I see tears forming and running down her face. We can stop if you want. Only one word. No, sir. She weeps. More strikes and more screams follow. Not long until red stripes are forming on her cheeks. She cries full out now. One more really hard strike and she falls to the ground whimpering and sobbing. I get to her and take her in my arms. Shh, it is okay. You understand why I had to do it. She nods. You are doing a great job. But for the money I pay you, I expect more obedience. If I want snappy comebacks, I will ask for them. There will be a time when I will treat you like a goddess. But right now you didn't earn these privileges. I am sorry, sir. I will be better. That is good to hear. In the bathroom is some cream. Clean yourself up and do your chores. You are dismissed until dinner. At the diner table, I ask her, so was that your first time getting tortured? Yes, sir. What are your thoughts about it? Be honest. She thinks for a moment. It hurt really bad. But, there was something about it. I don't know. I think I got a little wet. And that feeling, giving myself to you, sir, without any control. She smiles. Well, then I have to find something else to punish you with if you like it so much. I smile back at her and she laughs. To wait 1 week before I can orgasm again seems like a pretty effective punishment, sir. Good. We both start laughing. Anything else you never did before? Again she has to think. I tried anal before but never made it work. Too much pain, sir. Oh, I hope you say that. And it kinda fits our theme today. Okay, you know how to prepare. Yes, sir. Very good. We meet in 1 hour in the living room. 1 hour later, I come into the living room, and Eve is already on all fours on the couch with a towel beneath her. Next to her, she prepared some lube. I strip and move to her, feeling her wounds and kissing her butt carefully. After that I eat her wimp and massage her a-hole. She quickly begins to moan. Remember, you are not allowed to see MF. I put some lube on my finger and slowly inserted it into her SS. It was so tight, and I heard Eve hold her breath. I also put 2 fingers in her wimp. This way, I finger her for some time until I switch and insert a second one in her butt. Her breath goes faster. Are you ready? Yes, sir. I add some more lube, rub it all over her hole and my pee-pee. Then I begin. Again she holds her breath as I press my hard pee-pee against her. Slowly inch for inch I penetrate her. She twitches and starts to breathe heavily, but takes it well and does not pull away. As soon as I am fully in her, I begin gently to move back and forth. At a nice pace, I lean forward, fondling her BBS. You are doing such a great job, girl. She moans louder as I pick up speed. Please. Sir. CM, I can't handle it anymore. Please. I feel her body spasm. You won't orgasm, will you? No, sir, try not to. Well, try harder. I pound her SS now with all the force I can bring up. She again begins to scream. Fuck, sir, I feel so good. Sir, please let me CM. If you CM, I have to hit you with that stick for a whole week. She bites a pillow and screams all her frustration into it. Finally, I shoot my load up her SS. A few more really hard thrusts, and it is all over. Good effing job. Eve. I am really proud of you. It is Sunday, and although it is only the second day of Eve's no orgasm week, she clearly struggles. At every touch, she trembles. She is now almost wet every time I see her, and the fact that I mostly walk around naked doesn't seem to help her. The week goes by rather uninteresting because we got a new client at the company, and I had some important work to do. But there is nothing better than coming home to get your pee-pee blown and to F a beautiful young woman. When I am away, I usually use my newly installed security system to spy on Eve. Besides her chores, she mostly chills, watching Netflix, talking to friends or meeting them. In some weak moments, I can see her play with herself. She edges herself, but never seems maybe this wasn't such a hard punishment after all. After the week is over, I text Eve, I am home in about 3 hours. I brought a dinner guest. Don't worry, you don't need to change your uniform, D. She knows about our arrangement and would like to meet you. Prepare something nice to eat. If you behave well today, you may see him again. This dinner guest is actually our new client. Her name is Mary, and she is the CEO of a big company. She waited for me at my office one day, where I left the live feed of my home camera open. After some awkward explaining, she seemed rather into it, so she asked if she could meet her. She is about 15 years older than me and Eve but is looking fantastic, and I didn't hesitate to invite her. Right on time, we are greeted at the front door by Eve. I gave her a kiss. May I introduce myself? This is Mary. Mary is a big fan of your work, Eve. Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. Mary thoroughly inspects Eve's body. Oh, she is gorgeous. May I touch her? Eve blushes. Of course, she is all yours. Mary carefully touches Eve's face and BBS. Eve instantly gets wet and hard nipples. Quickly I tell her with a serious tone, Eve, get a hold of yourself. That is our guest. I don't mind. Really? I hope we will have a nice evening. I smile and turn back to Eve. Eve, is dinner ready? Yes, sir. Follow me, please, ma'am. The food is delicious, and we have some great conversations. After we finished, we moved to the living room. Having to look at this little SLT all evening made me really atrony, guys, Mary stated without any hesitation. I really like to see you Eve now, and by the looks of it, she can't wait as well. Wait on the couch, Eve. I will prepare him. Mary removed my clothes and began stroking my pee-pee until it got hard. Then she briefly pauses and takes it in her mouth. She is really experienced. Eve's mostly uncoordinated and sloppy BLWJBS are nice, but Mary just knows what pace she has to go at, when to change it, and what she should do with her tongue. I moan softly and stroke her hair. I think he is ready, Eve. She says, looking at my throbbing pee-pee. Eve, as so often on all fours, is waiting patiently for me. As soon as I get behind her, she presses her butt on my pee-pee. When I let it slip in her now so familiar wimp, I hear her moan out of relief. I begin to pick up the pace. Mary in the meantime, undresses, sits down and plays with herself. She is bigger than Eve and has a MSIV but firm pair of BBS. May I help you out with that, ma'am? Certainly, Eve. Mary slides closer to Eve, so she can't eat her wimp while I continue to pound her from behind. The look Mary gives me turns me on so much. She keeps closing her eyes and throwing her head back. Eve seems to do a marvelous job. Where did you learn to eat wimp like that, Eve? I ask. College, sir. Before I dropped out. We stay in that position for a while until I feel Eve's legs shake and her muffled moans get louder. Eve, I hope you won't CM before you make our guest CM. That would be rude. Please, sir, I thought today. You would let me CM. I said today may be the day. If you behave. I feel the orgasm building up inside her and pull out. Desperately, her wimp searches for my pee-pee in the air. Mary suggests, I think she needs a pause. Why don't we continue, while she cools down a bit? I throw Eve off the couch onto the ground. Yes please. I climb on top of Mary kissing her and playing with her BBS. Stop with that, just shove it in there. I do as she says. Mary is something completely different, and I enjoy the change. Meanwhile, Eve pouts and is standing in her pose next to us. Jealousy looking at the two of us doing it like rabbits. We get louder, and she screams. CM inside me. It's okay. That's something I wouldn't refuse, so I gave her a big CRMP. How about you clean our guest and finish her up, Eve? A little stubborn, she moves in and continues to eat Mary out. I quickly move to my bedroom to get a surprise. Suddenly I hear loud screams from Mary, so I rush back, just in time to see her rear up and pressing Eve's head against her wimp. That was intense, she said happily falling back on the couch. I think our little SLT here earned herself a little treat. I pull out a big vibrator. Lay down Eve. Eve smiles and lays down on her back. I turn it on and press it against her CLT. She instantly begins to moan and squirm. Thank you, sir, thank you. I begin to tease her, drive her right to the edge, just to stop. Every time, she begs to let her CM now. Her labia is already completely red and swollen. Then, as I wanted to let her finally CM, Mary sweeps in and takes Eve's place. My turn SLT. Eve gasps, but is so drained she can't even protest. I shrug and keep going to stimulate Mary. I do the same to her and after her moans are getting faster and louder, I say. Hold the vibrator, Mary. Eve get on top of her. She does, and I insert my again hard pee-pee in her wimp. Now Mary and Eve can kiss and rub their bodies. Please, sir, let's CM or just unalive me. I can't take it. Before I can say anything, Mary tells her, let's CM together. With her free hand. She grabs Eve's hand, and they both CM. Eve's orgasm is so big she twitches and screams so loudly that her voice fails. She collapses with an open mouth onto Mary. Yeah, Eve, let it all out, you have been such a good girl. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. The view of them both lying there, and Eve's quivering legs does the rest for me, and I shoot one of my biggest loads over them. Soaking them both in my CM. It took Eve some time to stand up again. That was so much fun, guys, but I have to catch my flight, so I have to hurry now. Mary states, helping Eve up. How about you help our guests clean up, Eve? Yes, sir, gladly. Follow me, ma'am. I hear them both having some fun in the bathroom, which makes me a little bit jealous. But I can use Eve for the rest of my life, so I leave it at just watching them over the installed cameras. When Mary is ready to leave she asks. I expect you to send me a copy of all the footage, and if I am ever back in town, I'd be happy to get invited again. I guess I will be back soon, since I found such a reliable business partner.